Hi everyone, today I'm going to be taking you through some glute strengthening exercises and some lower back strengthening exercises. Having strong glutes and strong muscles around your spine are really good to keep the pelvis and the spine stable. If you have that instability, you might end up with a little bit of poor posture with the lumbar spine being really curved, the belly sort of sticking out. So you want to keep the glutes nice and strong, the lower back strong, so you get that activation through the pelvis, so you're not sort of wibbly, and when you come into more movement, you'll be nice and strong and controlled. So that's also going to really help with lower back pain if you suffer from it. I actually do a lot of these exercises before I do a yoga class because it makes sure that I'm engaging the muscles around my pelvis, engaging the muscles around my lower back, so it helps stabilize and take away that sort of wiggly feeling. So we're going to start off lying down on the back. I know we usually start here, but we're not going to be relaxing too much this time. So I just want you to first have the soles of the feet about as wide as your hips and rest your arms down beside the body. From here, we're going to start to do some hip raises. So I want you first to think about what's happening in your core. So firstly, draw your navel down towards your lower back, like you're trying to press the lower back against the floor. Then you're going to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And as you do that, you want to imagine that your tailbone, which is right at the end of your spine, is scooping up and trying to point towards the ceiling. You're going to squeeze into your glutes are your bum muscles. And you're going to feel like your navel is drawing back and up towards your rib cage. Press down through your feet to activate more of the backs of the legs. Take one more breath in here. And as you exhale, let your pelvis come back down to the ground. Take a breath in. As you exhale, do all those things to engage. Lower back presses down, then glutes switch on as you lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Try to keep length through the lower back so this isn't happening. You're keeping the spine nice and long. Take another breath in. And exhale, release it out. We're going to do 5 more of those. Inhale here. Exhale, engage, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, like you're trying to squeeze your bum cheeks together. Inhale here. Exhale, release it down. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Inhale here. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Press down through your feet, inhale. Exhale, release. So you should already start to feel that now in your glutes and slightly into your lower back. Now we're going to do single leg hip raises. So you're going to extend the right leg. You're going to keep your knees in line with each other. So the leg isn't up and the leg isn't down. Keep the knee nice and in line. This is going to help you create stability in your pelvis. Press your left foot down. Same engagement through the core and lift your left hip up. So you want to try again to keep that right knee in line with the left knee. Then draw the pelvis back down. Inhale here. Exhale, lift up. Inhale here. Exhale, take it down. 3 more like that. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. Inhale. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. Press the left foot down. Inhale. Exhale, release. Good control. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. Really thinking about keeping that knee in line with the left. And release. Good. You should really feel that now in the left glutes. Let's bend up the right knee. Lengthen the left leg away. Knee stays in line with the other knee. Press the right foot down, same engagement through the core, lift the hips up, take a breath in, and exhale, release it out. Keeping the knee in line with the opposite knee, lifting up, and taking it down. You might find this easier at one side than the other, or a little bit trickier. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, and exhale, lift the hips up. Inhale. Exhale, send the pelvis down. Inhale. Exhale, send the pelvis up. Inhale. Exhale, control it back down. It's really about the slow and controlled inhale. Exhale, lift up. Inhale. And exhale, release it down. Well done. Just draw your knees in towards your chest. Give your knees a gentle sway from side to side. Now take your knees out so they're about in line with your hips. So you want to have right angle with your legs. So if this feels already too much for your lower back and your core, just bring your knees a little bit closer together. But we really are trying to work the inner core muscles here that surround your spine. So try to take the knees above the hips and the ankles in line with the knees. Then you're going to tap your right toe to the ground, keep your leg in the same position, and then bring the leg back up. And tap your left knee to the left toe to the ground, then bring the leg back up. 3 more each side. You can connect breath to these, or you can just let the breath flow through the movement. Try to keep your lower back connected to the floor at all times. You should already feel nice and strong in the core. Continuing that, or you can go a little bit further. So when you tap your right toe to the floor, take your left arm back. And then bring the leg back up. And tap your left toes to the floor, take the right arm back. And then bring it back. 4 more times like that. Each side. Really thinking about trying to press the lower back to the floor. Almost like you're trying to resist someone from taking a sheet of paper from underneath your back. Really press it down. Just adds a whole new dimension to the movement and really creates so much more strength for your core. Good, finishing off that last round. And then we'll roll onto one side and bring the body up to tabletop. So from here, we're just going to do some cat-cows to release it out, but I want you to bring your knees together and take your toes out towards the side of the mat. That takes away more of the flexibility of your lower back, so we just get more flexibility from the upper back. As you inhale, lift the chest forwards, and as you exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lifting the chest forwards, and exhale to round the spine. So it just takes away that curvature of the lower back, making sure that we're using the muscles to find curvature rather than just sinking into our flexibility. Good, now bringing the knees back in line with your hips. We're going to take, I'll come around this way to show you. We're going to try to keep both hip bones pointing towards the floor. And you're going to turn your knee towards the side. So your knee is still pointing forwards. We're not doing this and opening up the hip. Your knee is still pointing forwards and your toes are still in line with your knee. Then you're going to bring the leg back in. Take the leg out. So it's not going to go very far. It's a very, very small movement. But you start to work on the glutes along the outside of the hips. Doing 5 more of these, so we've got 10 on each side. Try to keep your weight in the center of your hands, so you're not pushing all of your weight over to the left side. Now we're going to do one final one after you've done 10, and then you're going to hold the leg there and you're going to extend the right toes from the knee. So it might not be too far away from the floor, and then you're going to bend the knee up. If you haven't done a lot of glute work before, you might start getting a little bit of cramp. So if you get cramp, just bring it back, give it a little wiggle, come back into a child's pose and then bring it back up. So we're going to finish off these and do 10. So again, don't worry about going with a breath count. Let the breath flow freely through the movement. Flow freely through. Again, really thinking about keeping your pelvis square to the mat. Both hip bones pointing down. And try not to sink too much in the left hip. And when you've done 10 of those, bring the knee back to join the left. We'll go to the other side. Left knee opens out to the side. Just thinking about your positioning again. Hip bones pointing down, so you're not doing this with the leg. Doesn't have to be a massive movement, and then bring it back in. Taking it with your own timing to do 10. It's slow and it's controlled, and it does require a little bit more concentration. But it's so, so good for your body. It will help stabilize your movement in yoga and in any other movement that you're doing to protect your lower back. Good, once you've done those 10, holding the leg out to the side, then extending the leg out and back in. So again, it doesn't have to be very high. The toes might even just be hovering only slightly away from the ground. Relax your jaw. Keep breathing. Good, and when you've done your 10, just bring the knee back in. Give your hips a little wiggle if you like. Maybe come to a child's pose. Good, and now we're going to do a little bit more stability for the pelvis. So you're going to keep your right knee bent and push your right heel up towards the ceiling. You're going to do 10 little leg raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From there you're going to extend the right leg out. Then you're going to take your left arm forwards. If it feels too unstable with the left arm forward, just keep the left hand to the floor. Then you're going to bring your right knee in towards your left elbow, and then you're going to extend. So that leg doesn't have to go too high. We're going to try to avoid this curvature of the lower back. Try to keep this nice and long, and exhale, bring it in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Last time to lengthen, and then take the foot and the knee and the hand back down. Other side. Left leg stays bent. Push the left heel up towards the ceiling. Left hip stays pointing towards the floor. 10 little pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then extend the leg out. Then take your right arm forwards. Again, avoiding this, keeping it long. Exhale, bring left knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring left knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. 3 more. Smooth and steady. and then bringing the hand and the knee and the foot back down to the floor. So from here, last little thing, we're going to come down onto the front and take your hands underneath your forehead. If you feel any pinching in your lower back, just take the feet a little wider than your mat. So from here, we're going to start to extend the left leg back, keeping the pelvis pressing down to the ground. Holding here, follow 3 breaths. Keep the toes reaching back and up. Pelvis still pressing down, last breath in. And then left foot comes back down to the floor. Let everything relax. Then right toes draw back and up. Pelvis presses to the ground. Hold for 3 breaths. Think about the right leg lengthening away from you. Don't worry about the height. It's all about controlling and strength. One more breath in. Exhale to release it out. This time, take your hands to the floor beside you. Press your pelvis to the ground so you engage your glutes. Then start to lift both feet away from the floor and towards the back of the room. So again, lengthening back. Then start to hover your hands away from the floor. And maybe start to hover your chest away from the floor and reach your chest forwards. Keep drawing your navel up towards the spine. Keep the pelvis pressing down, the toes reaching back and the fingertips reaching for the heels. Take another breath in and exhale to release it out. Take your hands underneath your forehead. Let the pelvis sway from side to side. Take the hands onto the shoulders, bring yourself back up to seated. And you're done. Thank you guys so much for dropping in. If you like our videos, please subscribe. And if you like them even more, become a patron. The link is down below to help support us, to help these videos going. Thank you so much. I'll see you here again very soon.